Hello.
Hello, hello, everyone.
Good
We got some new
evening.
look, folks. Look at
A
our
new
little
look from our
nameplates that
players.
It looks
Miss
so
Loran
good.
made. Yeah.
Yes, you look fancy.
Don't we look all bougie and stuff?
Hell yeah.
Tell me
Well,
I'm
welcome.
pretty.
La la.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Quest of Queens, a D&D actual play about four women trying to make peace in the chaotic aftermath of the cataclysm, an accident that mashed all the realms together. They were never really meant to coexist, and our heroes are doing their best to bring order to the chaos, spells, strategy, and plenty of laughs along the way. They're navigating a world where everything collided, but nothing quite fits.
Hi guys, I'm Lexi. I play Amelia. She is a cleric for the goddess of love Celia, but was originally given to the Temple of Retris, the goddess of the moon. She is outspoken and is a protector of those she loves. Amelia is still trying to find her place in the world, but she's getting closer.
Hey, I'm Loran. I play Callie. She is an artificer who was raised by Tobias, who is the royal artificer. She's shy and quiet, but finding her voice. She's definitely smarter than she seems, and she's learning to love exploring the world outside of her workshop with her found family. And you'll have to excuse me tonight. I'm getting over the vid, so
You
Stop
I
sound
sound
it.
like
beautiful and
I.
amazing.
Yeah, thanks. So if I'm a little raspy, that's why.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I play Sarah, a Beastmaster Ranger who recently discovered she has magical bloodlines. She is a former royal guard who was kind of just one of the guys, but is now discovering that playing politics is a lot harder than she thought.
And I'm Jordan. I play Ophame, a shadow monk rogue who grew up in an assassin's cult. She may be quiet, but she isn't afraid to speak her mind and is just trying to figure out where she belongs and make sense of a world she's only now beginning to understand.
All right, and those are my lovely players for tonight. Um, as far as last session, we had everyone just trying to further catch their bearings after the big battle against the Queen of Serlona. They are still in Serlona right now. Been touching base with Marianne, one of the NPCs tonight, who will now be trying to take the throne. Um, as it stands, they need to meet with the nobles of Serlona to make the announcement that she is making this move and what ended up happening to the previous rulers. We also had some information dropped last session about Hain, who was the commander of Salona's armies, that it seems likely that she was the lost heir of Cover, an island nation that our ladies have not quite been to yet. Along with that, another NPC, Louis, um, the bastard prince of Shalona, is kind of tagging along as of right now. He's just around doing his thing. But yeah, that's kind of where we left off. Um, Everyone was just about to head to the main hall. You guys, for you guys' information, it looks it's the same main hall that you fought Queen Emmeline in. Um, and you guys haven't made it there yet, so I won't describe to you what it looks like, but in your mind's eye, it's the same hall, basically.
Okay. The mind's eye.
Yeah. All right.
Did we all regroup after I went and talked to Hane?
No.
Okay,
Hain
so
was
I'm
making
still.
her way toward the hall, and you
Yeah.
were following her. The rest of the group was with Marianne, who was making her way toward the hall as well.
Okay.
Okay. If you remember, she talked to Ophame and Sarah, asking for them to be at the ready with basically stakes of varying sizes depending on your skill set. So, like arrows for Sarah, and more like daggers, kind of, for Ophame.
Mm-hmm.
And she asked if Amelia and Cal would be on the ready to set ablaze whatever it
They can catch
needs to
these
be set
hands
ablaze.
from
Yes.
the magic users.
Yes, that's basically what she asked. She says, "Can you do fire good? Thank you. Do it when I
Do it.
give the signal." She did show you a signal. I don't have a ready-made hand signal, but it's a hand signal.
Okay.
Um, and in the heat of the moment, you can ask about whether
You
she's
can
got a
say,
signal or
is this it? Is this the
because I'm anticipating someone saying, "Is this the signal? Is this it?" And, I'm like, and I'll have to be like,
Are
"Yes."
you sure?
It's happening like every
That's why I'm
13 seconds.
clarifying.
I don't like my
Clarifying.
nausea.
Yep.
What do you mean?
I don't want to incinerate
I
people
think you know exactly what I mean.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
Uh,
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, yeah.
okay, well,
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are a bit split up, but you have the same objective. Um, we'll go with the majority party for right now. Um, so that would include Sarah, Ofame, Cal, Amelia, and Marion at the lead. Um, you guys make it to the large hall through a large set of double doors. Um, inside, when you make it there, you see that the long table that was there before is still there. And the pile of ashes has been moved a bit, but it's still on the floor toward the end of the table. Um, you also see what looks to be like a large box-like coffin on the far end near the throne. Um, inside the room, there are at least 20 nobles. They look to be varying in age. Some of them are talking amongst each other, some of them are just standing, some are talking to their servants. It depends, but they're just milling about, doing their own thing, waiting as Marion enters. Okay. At the same time, a few moments later, um, Kane and Callie make it to the room as well from a side door, a side entrance. You guys just come inside. You see the exact same thing that I just described to the rest of the group.
Was Louis
Um,
with them?
Is Louis with them? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Louis was with them as well. Yeah,
Okay,
he was
I
in
couldn't.
that group. Yes.
Once we walk in, Ofme is going to kind of
Pass
get
without a trace.
into the shadows and kind of just
shocking.
blend into the shadows.
Okay.
She's
There
got
is
a
shadowy areas in this room, just as though this is just as there was before. However, it is a little after dawn at this point. So um, there's a little less
there
shadows.
aren't
But there
as
are
many
shadows.
shadowy.
There aren't as many,
Okay. Okay.
but there
But
are
I can
some.
still like get around the room, at least a perimeter of the room, like quickly.
If you're in the middle of the room, no. If you're on the edges, obviously yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna stick to this plan.
Okay. I want you all to roll perception for me.
Great.
Hurt enough strong.
And I'll roll it for your friends.
Our friends.
Your little friends who with you.
15.
15.
That was a nat 20.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
Lovely.
First nat 20 of the night, guys.
Whoop.
We
Mm,
love to see it.
Now just imagine that like bowling strike scene where like the ball just like goes and obliterates all of the pins with like a machine gun or something. It's a
Perfect.
strike.
That one, yeah. I got
Okay.
a 6.
Huge
Ooh.
6. She saw nothing.
So,
Who rolled 15? You, Lauren?
Let's see. It's perception.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
15.
15. All right. So, Callie, Ofame, and Sarah, as you look over the group of nobles, all of you notice that some of them, as soon as you guys enter and Marian enters the room, a lot of their attention starts to be drawn toward you. And they start to kind of group up and see what's going on. But Sarah, Ofame, and Callie, you notice some of the nobles tend to skirt around any pools of light from the sun that are coming in from the small windows. So you're able to make.
Are we able to
assessment.
make notes of which, like, in the future, if we're like, ask, we can make note of which ones those are.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah can.
Sarah can. Okay. Cool.
I was just about to say that. You beat me to it.
Okay. Do we have our group chat up?
Always.
I have a question
Okay.
for
Hell yeah.
Amelia. Okay. Who's all in it? As far as everybody, your NPCs and everything. Is it everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So then, because Sarah can do that, she's going to send like mental images of the ones that are avoiding like the light. Be like, these are the peoples that we need to stake.
Interesting.
Well,
Just like everyone's aware.
Got it.
okay.
Like, these are the peoples. These are the vampires.
I'd say more than half do this. Around about 13 or so. All right.
Yikes. That's a lot of people to kill.
So, Marianne makes her way to the um, raised, I guess, dais where the throne is, but it'd be behind her. You also notice that all the blood that was here is now cleaned up. The dead bodies of the common folk that were here are gone. It's a lot cleaner in here now. She walks to the front and addresses all of them. Says, I know this is quite short notice. It was important to me that you all are here for this announcement. One of them speaks up and says, we were called here by His Majesty the King. Says, I'm aware. That is part of this announcement. The king is no more, and neither is his queen. By birthright, I am claiming the throne. There is immediate whispers amongst each other as they all start talking over each other, trying to figure out what they're going to do next. Marianne seems calm as a cucumber during this, as they do this. Immediately one steps forward. He says, where are they? What did you do? He says, I did what needed to be done. There's a pause from this one as he looks to one of the others. Another one pipes up, saying, we require proof. She nods. And I assume you guys are like behind her? Or you like flanking her?
Sure.
Or you dispersed?
Yeah.
I think Ophame is probably like
Yeah, I think Sarah is probably somewhere where she can have a good vantage point if she's gonna be using her arrow.
I was gonna say, I feel like
Like we
Hal,
walked. Yeah.
like maybe like Amelia and I are behind her on the dais stage, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, sure.
And then Ophame's around, and Sarah is around, and then Cal could also be around.
Knowing Cal, he's in the rafters.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too, is that like
What a
like maybe
bird.
like Sarah asked him to like bring her up there too, so that she could have like a bird's eye vantage point.
Well, yeah. Then
you
could
guys
use your
want
bow a lot
pass
easier.
without trace.
Ophame's in the shadows. She is.
Ophame's like, I got that thing on me. You want it?
No one knows where she is.
Ophame's like,
little
I
detail
could
that
give you a little poke.
little detail that like literally does not matter. Only Sarah could see this. But
Mhm.
Cal, his eyes reflect light, like they glow. And
Oh.
they're in the dark rafters as
Mm.
he's looking down.
Morgan,
I
how
know.
does that make you feel?
Important questions are being asked, okay?
Anyway, so that's happening. All right, those of you who are flanking her, she walks past you through you to the coffin. It opens one side. You see inside of it is what's left of the king.
Oof.
She walks to the other side of it.
Hit him with what's
To-
left
to
of the
show.
king.
Huh?
Hit him with the what's left of the king.
Has he decomposed like a lot more than the last time we saw him, or is he still like in pretty good shape?
Since the last time you saw him in the scry, Like his cheeks are more sunken in. He looks a lot grayer. But not too much.
He's also
He looks
beheaded,
like
Interesting.
correct?
Yeah.
he looks as though he maybe died yesterday or maybe a day or two ago.
Hmm.
He was
Okay,
beheaded,
so-
correct?
He was beheaded.
Okay.
Is
Interesting.
his head in?
His
Okay.
head,
No.
his head and his
I'm
body are
kidding.
both in there.
Is it like? Oh.
The head's on
Sometimes
the
you
table
need to
next
ask
to the coffin.
specific
Actually.
questions.
No, I love it. I'm just messing with you.
As they see this, immediately the murmuring and the talking with each other goes up in volume. Someone walks forward to accuse Marianne of regicide. She says, "No, your queen chose to betray your king. She's been ruling you in his name all of this time." And someone says, "You lie."
Is she doing the
She-
signal?
She doesn't get the signal quite yet.
Okay.
She walks toward them, no fear, and they part for her. And she gets to the end of the table and points to the ashes and she says, "Behold your queen." Silence. This silence stretches out for an uncomfortably long period of time. Or they aren't sure what to do.
Callie did it. I'm
In-
kidding.
In the
Callie's sweating bullets on the
group
dais.
chat,
Uh,
in the group chat, Ofame is just gonna be like, "This is this going to plan, Marianne? This is a little awkward."
I know. We shall see.
I don't know if
Is
anybody
there
has a
a way-
plan for something like this.
There isn't
Right.
really.
Is there a way to prove somehow that the queen killed the king?
If there is, I can't think of anything.
Is there a way to prove how long he's been like this?
Can if you speak with the dead?
Yes. Um,
Uh-huh.
but Ofame is not going to like it.
Can't hear you, Sterling.
Yeah, you're really quiet.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
I said yes, but Ofame is not going to like it.
Yes, my father doesn't love that.
Okay, so what if I only do, like, speak with the undead, not necessarily trying to revive said king?
That would probably be more palatable.
Okay. I
We're not-
I
we're
can
not
work
trying
with
to
that.
bring him back. Just
I don't
talk
want to
him.
bring him back. That sounds horrifying.
As you converse to try and figure out what you want to do,
Sowie.
one of the nobles steps forward, and two others join him. And he says, "I refuse to be ruled by a whelp who feels that she's able to just slay her father and suddenly be in charge."
Yes, Amelia, let's go ahead and
Sarah has her
I'm
bow
sure father will
drawn.
understand.
Marian doesn't
Okay.
give the signal yet. What you hear, I don't know if all you are familiar with it, but I know Amelia is like the low rolling, like kind of like thunder that happens in Marianne's mind
Mm.
when she's about to lose it. She walks toward
Amelia-
him calmly.
Oh.
She says, "You will not forget yourself. You address your queen." He sneers and turns to the noble next to him. He says, "I do not. We outnumber you." She nods. Just a second. I need to roll here. In the time it takes you to blink, um, all you can really see is suddenly he's standing. The entire front of Marion's dress and her whole hand are covered in blood. And after about a second, his head just slides from his body and he hits
Oh
the
my
ground.
god.
Was that the signal?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
She says in the mind chat, I mean, I do the honors.
Um,
Burn him.
yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Can she just do like where she basically like snaps her fingers and then like Jessa's sacred flame basically?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's even better because it's radiant damage.
it is
Yeah.
radiant damage.
So she's gonna do that and like snap her fingers and then just like kind of toss it from her hand and
Okay.
basically just like fire consumes it.
All right. You are pretty quiet. Um, as you throw this, I would imagine to be like white hot flame toward what's left of this vampire noble.
Mhm.
The two that were flanking him jump back, and like you hear one hiss as he just becomes shriveled up nothing and blows away.
Amelia's gonna smirk and then she's going to say, I would recommend that you don't bring up your quantity of numbers anymore.
The two that were flanking the noble who was just fried, um, they back away back into the crowd of them. Ariane just kind of flicks her hand some of the blood away. She says, "Would anyone else like to challenge my rule?" Silence.
Yay.
She says, "Good. You
Um,
may leave.
Amelia,
Maybe."
in
Oh.
their minds, does say, I do have the ability to speak to the dead. Do you want to give them the courtesy of hearing from the king himself?
They don't deserve it.
Would it make things easier for you in the future if they did have that? Whether they are deserving or not?
Hayne says, "It might be a good idea. Mari, it'd be easier than killing them all."
Killing them all's more
Do we
fun.
know he knows who killed him? This I don't want this to
Backfire.
I imagine he does. All
Again.
things considered.
Fine.
um,
She then addresses the group of them, says, "We have the ability to ask the king himself, if that would also help your understanding." And she walks through them again, and this time they back away quite a bit. The undercurrent of fear is palpable.
Okay.
She makes it back to you guys in front of the coffin. What do you do?
Okay, so um um she casts Speak with the Dead, and it's only 5 questions. Um yeah, so what does that look like?
Okay. You hold your hand over the body, um, and you essentially feel as though you are reaching past the veil. It feels like a cold dip in water. It reminds you much of the feeling when you were riding over the still lake when you were dead. It feels like you are literally reaching across to make contact with this soul. you feel the searching for a moment, and then some type of anchor. And instead of the body being breathed to life, only the head starts to move. You see the eyes open with this like at first it's a green, like greenish glow, but then it gets tinged with your magic and it becomes pink. There's no raspy breathing. Suddenly his eyes are just open and glowing.
Um,
I
Amelia's.
don't know why I feel like this
Huh?
in my mind movie.
Uh-huh.
This just looked like a comedy. I don't.
Um,
I'm so
Amelia is
unserious. I'm
going
so
to.
sorry.
No, you're fine. Everything's fine. Um, Amelia is going to look at Marion and say, "You may ask him 3 questions or 5 questions." Sorry.
Oh. um, you see she's like nearly shaking, but her voice comes out steady. She says, "Who killed you?" And you hear really softly, "Line." When, 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 when were you killed? He says, he's not able to answer that question. Um, she kind of looks over to you, Callie and Amelia, not sure what her last question should even be, or one of her questions should be.
Um, Amelia um, comes over and she says, or asks, uh, "Were you killed slowly over time?"
Do you hear me?
No.
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 He says, yes.
How would you like us to respectfully take care of your physical body here?
Burned. Return to the sea.
And then she looks at Marion and she says, "Who would you like to rule in your stead?"
That's a bold question.
Beloved only daughter.
That was gone so bad.
Yeah, but it didn't. Okay.
In the words of SJM, my watery bowels.
Oh my god, I can't.
I hate you. Why would
can't.
Oh
why
my
would you
god.
say that? Anyway,
Okay.
so as the last question is asked and he answers, the magic dissipates and his eyes close once more. And he lays still once again.
That good enough for you bitches?
Mm-hmm.
Marion
Amelia
turns
looks
and looks
to.
at him.
Oh, okay. That works.
I mean, what were you wanting to do?
Basically, she was gonna tell Marion, like, "You have your father's blessing."
Okay. She wouldn't respond to that in the moment. There's a
She
lot
said,
going on.
Yep.
gotta get these bitches out of here first.
Mm-hmm.
Says, are you not satisfied?
Are you not entertained?
Real. They most in the group kind of side eye each other for a moment before one by one they start to bow. Um, and once the entirety of this group of nobles has bowed, Aryan says, "You may leave. If I hear any whispers of treachery, know that I am my father's daughter, and you will regret it." Um, One by one, they file out. Some of them a little quicker than others.
They're like, go, 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 go!
Get out of here! This is crazy. But yeah,
Okay.
when the last one leaves, Marianne just kind of like gets over, sigh of relief.
Kali's
Ophme's
gonna like
gonna-
walk over and like put her hand on Marion's shoulder and just be like, "Well, step one."
Step one, indeed.
Ophme's gonna come out from the shadows, twirling one of her stakes, and just be like,
I didn't. I thought you were gonna just say twirling.
Just
Just
simply
twirling.
twirling, period.
Just pirouetting.
doing,
She's
just doing some
spinning.
pirouettes.
She's like, that was so fun.
And Ophme's a little upset she didn't get to sap anyone, so she's not spinning, but she is twirling a dagger or a stake, and it's just like, that was intense.
It could have gone worse, Kane says.
Absolutely. How was getting
Juniper.
to speak to your father one last time?
Juniper.
Not the same.
Juniper.
I guess it's good to know that he surely did want me to rule.
Juniper. Come here. Okay.
But now to honor his wishes.
Would you prefer his funeral to be private, or this is something that needs to be in front of the entire kingdom?
Much as I wish it could be private, the people must know. I lost my father, yes, but they lost their king.
Mm-hmm. You tell us what we need to do.
I will procure a ship and get all of that set up. I plan to have the funeral at midday so that if any vampires decide they want to get interesting, it'll be quite hard for them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, I know you are all in need of sorely in need of rest, so I won't hold you any longer.
We are here to talk or assist however may be needed. But I think some rest could do us all some good. And she gives a pointed look at Marianne, like, you know, you also need rest too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we ain't the only tired bitches in this hall.
Mhm.
Thank you. I would like a moment. That's all right.
Absolutely.
Of course it's alright.
Should we leave the group chat open so that
Hmm?
you can call us whenever you need?
Sure. Yes.
I love how we're calling it a group
That's a
chat.
good
In this fantasy world.
I know we need a better name for it.
The
No,
mind link or
no.
something.
Yeah,
That sounds sci-fi, but we'll find
I know.
something. I don't know.
We'll find something. Anyway, but she says, actually, yes. Thank you. Go ahead, and she'll turn to the casket. as you guys kind of slowly file out. Cal bringing Sarah down from the rafters. He seems a little miffed that he didn't get to burn anybody.
Yeah, only Amelia did. Suck it.
But yeah, you guys, as you guys file out, you hear soft crying. Pain hangs back. All right. So you guys onto
So
your own
sad.
devices again. Louis stayed to himself this entire time. He stayed to the shadows. Not nearly as good as Ophime was, but he was in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back out once you guys are leaving. He's like, "Whew, that was a
Close.
lot."
Mm.
Indeed, it was.
Day's work.
All in a day's work is so real.
His work is crazy.
Damn.
Considering we killed the queen yesterday.
Today you buried the king. In the matter of speaking.
Wild.
Damn.
Okay, so what would you guys like to do while you have some free time?
Get the
We should
fuck
probably
out of
sleep.
here.
Yes, you guys did not have a full rest yet.
Yeah, Amelia wants
Yeah,
to
let's
sleep.
do that.
Let's do sleep.
All right, so you guys go back to your big room, and prepare to have your sleep. Ophime, you hear from your sending stone.
Oh god. No.
Hello?
What do I?
Hello?
Yes. Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Please don't be upset.
Oh
Oh
god.
no.
She went.
So, Jorah joined us here in the south.
Oh, he made it. Thank God.
He
Okay.
did, but then he also. Okay, so he went through the portal,
Fucking God.
and I followed him
No.
to try and get him out. Maharel is here as well, but we seem to be in what remains of some kind of shack. It is quite snowy here.
Snowy.
Do we have like a tracking spell? Can we figure out where they are?
I'm
Nope.
gonna barf.
Why do all of the people associated with Ophime fucking do some absolutely rash decisions that send her into spirals? Why does that happen?
Listen,
Do
she
they
went
not
through the
know?
portal to save Jorah from whatever was happening? She doesn't know.
But you can't
we hear
save
this
somebody from.
conversation?
No.
Oh my god.
This is just Ophime and Meryl.
But also,
Um,
you can't save somebody from someone you like from somewhere you don't even know how to save yourself from.
No, but she's got lots of
Yep.
magic
Okay,
powers and
but
isn't as depressed as
We
Jorah
can
and
conclude.
has some sort of self-preservation.
We can
What's up?
conclude they are on the same plane as us. They
Well,
don't have to go into a different dimension.
or
Sending
it's
stone
the
wouldn't
sending
work.
stone.
It wouldn't work otherwise.
Right. Okay.
Morgan is correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at you. Okay. Making us
They
all
are
not fully
somewhere.
panic, but panic a little bit.
My tummy hurts.
I can
Okay.
only imagine where they
Um,
are.
Okay. You said they called like on our way back to the room, or were we already
You
in
got
the
in the room already. You were getting ready to either sleep or take your first watch.
All right. Ophme just sits down where she is and concentrates on not throwing up. And okay. Okay. So you're in a shack and it's snowing outside.
There's snow on the ground. A lot. I don't mean to alarm you, but Jorah did wander into the forest for some time. I was able to get him back.
Oh my god.
Jorah, you're
Okay,
gonna send me up a fucking wall.
You are
So
grounded.
he's
You are
so
grounded!
he's with you?
He's grounded. No, dude.
Not a grown man.
Grown man getting grounded.
So he's with you currently?
Yes, he has contracted some type of fever.
Oh my god.
Are you? I'm gonna lose my mind.
Sarah doesn't know. You're not
would
here.
you would you be all right if we had Amelia do the mental link with you so that you could help me fill the rest of them, mainly Sarah, in?
Yeah,
Oh
sure.
my god.
Okay, give me. I first off, I'm very glad you are okay. Thank you so much for reaching out.
I know I promised, but I didn't want to leave Jorah. I didn't know
You
where he would go.
promised me you would try not to, and I believe that you did that. So you have not let me down.
You promised to try. I knew that wouldn't actually happen, but
Right.
I'm proud of you for making
Trying.
it longer than I thought you would.
Now, if Ophme was mad at
Um,
her, she'd be so upset. She'd be distraught
Oh my
forever.
god.
Ophme is just going to kind of look around the room in a daze.
Everybody's like, la-di-da, I'm getting ready for bed.
Amelia's probably like head hit the pillow. She's probably
She's
just
like-
like, God, can I?
Doing that.
Can we
Please.
just have a single moment?
She's just like she's like adjusting in bed and like setting up for bed.
Oh god. Okay.
Amelia,
Mhm.
Sarah, can we
Mhm.
do a mental link with Meryl? I think there's news that
Oh,
for her to share with everyone, not just me.
Amelia leans up and she goes,
oh
"Did she
no.
go through the fucking portal?"
Yes,
Okay.
not just her.
Oh gods.
Did Mohorel go after her?
I think it would be best if Meryl explained.
She's like, I don't want to be the person to
I'm
do
getting
this.
out of the line of fire immediately.
I don't want to do this. Amelia's like, okay, is there like just Meryl? Am I only adding her to our little mind?
I mean, I guess you could add Maharel and
And
and I'm not sure, possibly Jorah.
Did he? Wait.
Okay.
She's gonna pick up the sending stone and be like, "Is Jorah conscious with his
Is he
fever, or
conscious?
Taken out of consciousness. I have him near the
Okay.
fire. I created one. Hopefully.
possibly don't?" I mean, you could try to link Jorah in. I'm not sure if he will respond.
Sarah's got her like hands like in her hair.
Is Sarah sitting down?
She's
She
pacing.
is now.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
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 Nah,
she was sitting down.
Okay. And so she connects them. She's like,
Oh.
"Hi, Meryl. Good to speak to you again. Wish it was literally
Hello.
under any other circumstances, but what
so
news do you have
sorry.
to share?"
Um, okay, well, unfortunately, when Jorah came, he got himself rather drunk and decided he wanted to explore. He did, in fact, go through the Illuvian. I went through to try and get him out. In the process, he kind of wandered the snowy wilderness for a while, but I was able to get him back. He's here in front of me currently. He does have a fever. Maharel keeps. Maharel, she says, "Fucking dumbass."
I like him.
She says, I would not say that, but in this situation, it seems applicable.
I would never say something like that, but if I had to say it about anybody, I would say it about him.
Real.
Can you go back through the Illuvian?
Um, we haven't tried so far. It seems as though this one is not functioning the way it should. I'd have to take a closer look at it.
How
Okay.
how do we know that things aren't working if we don't really know how they work yet? And I mean that in a
Well,
respectful way.
of course not. It has more to do. Well, the magic that was powering the other one seemed to be siphoning from the magic around it. This one seems to be. This place seems to be very devoid of the natural magics that were feeding the other one. Actually, quite fascinating how that it is even working at all. It is on, but we've tried to get through, and it just doesn't allow. It would take more study. Unfortunately, my journals are back on the other side.
I'm gonna kill him.
He's gonna die of a
Do you
fever,
are
and then I'm
you-
gonna kill him.
I'm gonna bring him back to real self.
Dormian will
Resin-
understand
resin.
why I'm reanimating his corpse to kick his
So now
ass.
now I'm sending it right back to you.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Callie.
are there-
Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, I was just are there any landmarks outside?
Mountain ranges, anything you could send us a mental picture of.
Um, there's a pause, and then you start to get the mental picture that she sends to you. It looks like an abandoned house, and then she looks out another direction. It's more forest. In a different direction, there's the forest seems to end at a certain point, and then you see the large mountains. It looks similar to the mountains that you went through not too long ago.
Okay.
Does Sarah recognize these mountains, being the fact that she's a ranger?
Or is
What's
Meryl in the
your-
calls? I mean, is Marion still on the call? Does she recognize?
No, I think Amelia would have let her have her space since she said she needed a minute.
Oh, right. Duh.
But she would reconnect later, and they could show it to
Yeah, I
her.
was gonna say we can like forward the message on.
We're gonna hit forward all to to Mario
pictures.
at another point.
But like I said, they look similar to the forest to the
Mountain range
mountain
that we
range
went through.
that you just went through not too long ago.
Okay.
Did
Um,
we? Well, Ofme wouldn't. Would any of the other magic users in the group have noticed, like,
The
if
land being
something
devoid
felt?
of magic.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't looking for it at the time.
So
Most
no.
of you were very worried about being cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
Amelia was
that's
just
a
trying not to
good
freeze her
point.
ass off. Hate this
That
stuff.
is a good point. Okay.
I do think that Sarah might recognize, like, hey,
I'm
Didn't
trying
we,
to
like-
see what my favored environment is.
Have you ever chose it?
I should
Or-
have.
I think you might have said cities, but I'm not entirely sure that's true.
No, I know. Where is it?
Could Callie work on making something to locate them? Like, if I don't know if Ofame has anything that is.
Apparently, we have to put a fucking tracking device on Jorah.
Well, I'm trying to think of like if
Yeah,
either
Ofame
Sarah or
should-
Ofame
I
has
have-
something that belongs to them.
It's forest and mountain are my familiar types of environments.
Nice.
So
So what does that mean?
It means that she can't be affected by difficult terrain in those areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's
my group can't be lost except by magical means. Whenever I'm engaged in another activity while traveling, such as foraging, navigating, or tracking, I remain alert to danger. If I'm traveling alone, I can move more stealthily. I find twice as much food while foraging.
Wait, what
And
was
while
the thing
tracking,
with tracking?
I remain alert to danger.
Oh,
So
But while
things can't
tracking
like
other
snack up.
creatures, you
sneak
also
up
learn
on
their exact numbers, sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area.
cool. That's dope.
Okay.
It'd be easier for her to track. Were you there?
Mm.
Currently, you're in a castle in a city.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
Is
But if
the
we get you
city-
close enough,
I'm kidding.
yeah, if you get close enough, sure.
But because of that being my natural like terrain or whatever, am I able to more better recognize the mountains as what we passed through, like exactly, and like know like, oh, that's this mountain range that we passed. Like I know, like where to start looking.
Or can Callie make something to try and track them?
I would say Morgan make an intelligence check, and I'll let you do it with advantage.
Nice.
What's that? 16.
From what you can gather from the mental images you've had, it's definitely the mountain range that you passed through before, but this isn't an area that you passed through specifically.
Okay.
You can't recall going through any abandoned towns or villages or anything like that.
Got it.
Oh, they're close.
They're close.
okay.
Closer than
Um,
being in the south.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
South
Facts.
Formosa, hell yeah, that's you're looking like a couple months journey from where they
Word.
are now. Then
Okay. Well, you were all, I believe, actually close to us. So if you can keep Joa alive long enough, we should be able to get him help.
Amelia, instead of interrupting Marion, can you add Louis to the call to see if he maybe closer recognizes the area?
Louis is still in the call, technically.
Oh, is he?
oh, you never let him out. He
Mm-mm.
went to his rooms while you guys went to your big room.
Yeah.
I don't know that we would have. I don't know.
Let him leave.
Allowed him to leave. I think he's a big boy.
No, not that. Not
What
that.
is it?
Sorry. I mean like him be in the original call, but if he
Yeah.
is, okay.
Um,
So
if,
then-
if he is, you could address him.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
luck.
So Callie will just ask, like, Louis, do you further recognize the whereabouts of this location?
Mm. I mean, it looks like one of the smaller mountain villages was burned down forever ago. I don't know. There are quite a few. Don't know which one this is.
Is there a certain direction? Well, no. Jorah can't leave.
How many of them would be villages that are that close to the forest?
Maybe a handful.
We can work with a handful.
I was gonna say, I feel like a handful is doable.
No one get
So-
upset.
When
Is he
Okay.
bleeding?
Is he
Louis
what?
says. Is he bleeding? Louis asked that question. Meryl says
Oh no.
no. He has a fever. He wasn't injured or attacked. Louis says, well,
Well, what?
well,
If
I
it-
could, if I know what to look for, I can sniff him out.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cal says,
well,
or I could just
mm,
look from the
mm.
sky. You have to cut him.
Look from.
Meryl, could you make some sort of signal maybe on the ground so
Like a smoke
Cal could
signal.
easily spot where you are?
Well, yes. Actually, I can make something in the sky.
That's
That
even
help?
better.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty spot on to
Mhm.
what would work.
Okay.
Shall we start gathering some supplies and not rest and keep the mind link open and we can start heading that way? We need to go get Jorah.
Mhm. So I could kick his ass.
Amelia's gonna fall back on the bed and be like,
If you're
okay.
truly extremely tired, I could make a temporary sanctuary and can buy us some time. I've gotten him warm. He hasn't eaten anything, but I do have a means of getting food.
That's alright. He probably
You said
needs help.
Maharel's with you?
Yes.
Maharel's on the other side, no?
No, Maharel is.
Maharel
I'm
is
here.
there and called him a dumbass, so
Oh, he's there. Okay.
we love him.
There's not really good hunting up in these mountains, but I'm sure Meryl can grow something. Probably.
We'll bring
I don't know.
some
Sarah,
food.
would you prefer we go now? Or
I quite literally can't think at the moment.
okay, so we
You
go now.
You could split the party. Or you
Yeah.
can go together.
Nope, we're going together.
Okay.
D&D
Well-
101.
It was just a suggestion. You don't have to do that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Cal's,
you guys
or
okay?
Callie's gonna reach out to Louis and be like, "Are you coming with us?"
Oh, you want me to go?
I mean,
Mhm.
would you like to?
This is your first chance
Sure.
to
Be
see
free.
what we're
Sure.
like.
Oh, to see more of Sarlona?
No.
Mm.
No, to
Are
see
you
what
okay with
we're
potentially
like.
missing your father's funeral?
Well, it wasn't his
It's not
I
his
would
father.
love to go.
Okay.
We're co-
He has no love for that man.
Well, it's
Okay,
not his
well,
father.
Okay, well,
Oh, chill.
It
guys,
is,
I am
just
asking a
whatever.
question. Jeez.
Guys.
We knew what she
Um,
meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Should we
Tell
leave
Hayne.
something so Marion knows where we?
well, we can let her know.
Can we just
Yeah.
like tell Hayne?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can speak to her.
What do you choose to do?
I don't know if I
Before
want
they
to
hang
tell her
up-
this before she has her father's like funeral.
Okay,
Like
guys.
knowing we're all leaving.
Yeah.
And none of us are gonna be there for the funeral.
Yeah.
Not that we can really do anything anyway because
We shouldn't really be at said funeral anyway,
Yeah.
but
I'm sure you can
like
see
we
it.
didn't know the man, so
Before we hang up, Ofume's just gonna. Well, I guess if we do hang up, then in the sending zone, Meryl's just gonna. Or Ofume's going to tell Meryl, "We're coming for you, Marvinon. Just hold steady."
Okay. I am excited to see you, though I wish it was a lot better than this.
Yes, well,
we got
Soon
extremely lucky
enough.
with you being closer.
And not
Yes.
nowhere.
yeah, in the
Yes.
middle of absolutely fucking nowhere that we don't even have a vague idea of
They
where
are
it
middle
is.
of nowhere, but at least like in a close middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oi.
Yay.
Callie's gonna grab the cloak and just hand it to Amelia and be like, "I'm so sorry."
We're going back in the snow.
Back out into the cold.
She puts it on and she
I mean-
goes,
Yeah.
it's fine.
You get the good working one.
I think I'm also going to kick Jorah's ass.
I think Sarah might help you with that.
Oh, Sarah's gonna get a head start. I'm just gonna add a
Mhm.
couple punches here and there.
Okay. You guys wait a little bit to meet up with Louis before you all decide to head out. Do you tell Marion or Hane where you're going or no?
Yes. Amelia will fill both of them in.
Okay.
And apologize that they cannot attend the funeral, but they need to go take care of one of their own.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Marion seems extremely neutral on it. Um, Hane says, "Do you have to?" Basically. Um, you guys are directed to the stables to have horses, so that you may go and be swift as you can be. As soon as you guys are all set up, Cal, make sure, Sarah, that you are completely good on your horse, but before he takes to the fucking air to get a
Yeah.
head start. He's the fastest of all of you.
He is, and he can fly.
Yeah, so he's gonna go. Louis is gonna be on a horse
Um,
as
also,
well.
can we send like a pack with
Like medical supplies with
Cal
him.
with like some medical supplies and then like maybe some food?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can send something with him.
Yeah.
He has it slung over his back before he heads out. And
Are we
guys make your
talking
way.
like a couple days, like a week? Like, how far
Um,
away do we potentially?
It took you guys about half a day to get to the outskirts of the city from that mountain pass. So maybe a little over that because you're going to be searching.
Yay.
Well, hopefully we won't have to do too much searching if Cal's able to get there before us.
Yeah.
I mean, a literal signal in the sky is pretty helpful.
It
Mhm.
is.
Mm-hmm. She can
Love
skyride.
Meryl
Yes,
for that.
indeed.
She can skywrite?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's
God,
amazing.
I love my bitch.
So that's my bitch. Anyway.
That's my
You guys-
girl.
All right, so you guys head out throughout the city proper and back into the countryside, going into the wilderness. And it does, in fact, take you a little over half a day before eventually you see Cal circle back overhead, and you guys start to follow him.
Okay.
You make it to the ruins of a village. It seems it's been in ruins for a while. Most of the houses are nothing but a few planks standing. But when you get to the one that houses your friends, it's the one that's most put together, at the very least. There's a whole side of it that is missing, but you see that it covering it are like large branches of trees, basically to try and break the wind. The longer you've been out here, the more it's been seeming like it's gonna storm again.
Great.
But you guys make it there. Once you go inside, you see that the pack you gave Cal is on the floor. The inside is dry, courtesy of Meryl, most likely. There is a fire in the middle. Jorah is on the ground. He's breathing heavily, eyes closed. You see he's sweating. It's a really bad fever.
Amelia is gonna cast Leopold's magic hut.
Okay.
To kind of encompass this one so that they can kind of be against, like, not berated by the elements.
Just
That
in
would
case you
be
have to
ideal.
spend the night.
Yeah, just in case. And then she's gonna go over and do a medicine check to see if she recognizes this fever at all.
Okay. Do your medicine check.
Ooh, I mean, that's a 19, but let's see what we add to it. 19 plus 13.
A large number.
A large
Or-
number.
I refuse to do math. Okay.
32?
Yeah.
So looking over him, you see that this is it's not it's a normal sickness. He has pretty much like the flu.
Okay.
But it's a pretty bad flu, and because his temperature is so high, he probably was out in the snow too long because of the alcohol in his system. It made him feel warmer than he was. Um, but yeah,
Okay.
In
that's what he's
fact, a
looking at.
dumbass.
In fact,
She's gonna do um cure wounds only at like the first level, because she thinks that
Mhm.
like his body can basically fight it off, but like
He just
we
needs a
need
little
to.
push.
He needs a little like umph, you know.
yeah. Instead of being sick for a week, he'll be sick for a few days.
Correct.
All
He
right.
won't die from this because she'll make sure
Yeah.
that that's good.
Okay. So you
28.
cast your
But
wounds
she'll
first
make him
level.
wish he did. No.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Everybody's to beat his ass.
So that'll be like 8 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rest of you, as you look on, you notice he seems to breathe a little bit easier. He's still sweating a little bit, but he opens his eyes and looks up and he says, "Oh, am I dreaming?
No, you're just a dumbass.
Oh, I'm not dreaming, Sarah. You're here."
Yeah. Amelia kind of like moves some hair from his forehead and she goes, really, this is not a great way to meet. And I'm only going to heal you a little bit because I want you to experience some of the sickness that you put yourself in. Out of love, of course.
There's a heavy sigh. Where are we though? It's
We're
really
in vampire country.
interesting. Is that real? Wait,
Yes.
I think you might have told me about that. I can't remember.
I think I did.
Drunk.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, by the way,
Oh,
you're
hi,
grounded
Callie.
from all alcohol from this
I'm
point forward.
grounded?
You're grounded.
How can I be grounded?
Is he still drunk?
Yep.
A little bit. I'll
When
have you
you-
know, Sarah, I'm older than you.
I don't
Mm,
care. I'm more
grounded.
responsible than you.
That's a load of shit.
I don't get sent
No.
on a mission to protect someone and then get blackout drunk and walk through a magic portal that you don't know what's on the other side.
Maybe we don't berate him while he's still sick, please.
Ugh.
Meryl's too nice.
Meryl's
Callie's gonna like walk around. Is there anything else in the room as to like to tell us why the Eluvian's here?
Make an investigation check. In the meantime,
Is the
Meryl-
portal in the room with us?
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, it like opened up into the house.
It's a mirror.
Yeah, it's a mirror. So okay. It looks like a mirror that has literally grown out of the earth. That's what it looks like. It's surrounded by a frame of vines. It looks like dead flowers. It looks like the vines are. Oh no, that was a
Tragic.
crit failure.
Oh.
You remember, especially May, you remember Meryl describing the portal that she was at to be glowing and not reflective. But this one is reflective. It looks like a mirror. It looks like just a regular mirror. And what you also notice is that there are cracks in it. Okay. So you look around, Callie.
And I trip and fall.
You don't trip and fall. I won't be that.
You
mean.
fall through the portal by accident.
That's
no.
crazy.
Somehow it opens up
Just
for a
for you.
split second.
Yeah. Just eats up Callie.
That would be wild. No. What you look around and you just see splinters of wood. You see scraps of old clothes. It
Right.
looks like a hut that
Yeah.
no one lives in anymore.
Jeez.
Awesome.
And I guess Sarah do an investigation check.
Sure.
Where's my investigation? Okay.
I was gonna say, can Ofme specifically look at like the mirror and
Sure.
like check out the cracks and stuff.
Would
That'll
it be
be an
beneficial?
Arcana check.
I was gonna say I thought about doing an Arcana check because I have a
You can do an
+6
Arcana check on
modifier.
it if you would like.
I'll let Morgan do her thing first.
That's a
Yes.
12 on the investigation of like the hut, just to like see like what all like happened, I guess.
Okay. You walk around the hut. It looks to be a one-room house.
Mhm.
Or it was. You see an area that might have been used for cooking. You don't see any beds. But you do see like it looks to be the same wooden splinters, but it looks like they were probably constructed um, poorly at one point to be some type of crib. See that there are scraps of tunic. You see there are like very, very old, like little pieces of wheat, like some type of grain they used to eat.
Mhm.
From what you gathered, whoever lived here were very, very poor. But there were quite a few people lived here, including maybe a baby.
Okay.
How did the mirror get there?
Yeah.
That's a really good question, Diane.
Well, I don't think Ofme can tell you. I have a -1 to all intelligence.
That's crazy. Did you get
Okay.
your Arcana check?
So I
I'm
did. It's a 12.
Okay, 12.
I'm gonna do one too. Do you want to wait till you tell
Yes.
her?
Yes,
I will
yeah.
wait. Go ahead.
Please help.
Wait, can I also like see? Can I ask Hector?
You can try and ask Hector. Sure.
You most
Yeah,
certainly
I
can
wanna-
try.
I would like to ask Hector like if she can like help us. Because I know she can't really like talk to me outside of dreams, but if she can like maybe like point us in the right direction, maybe. Of
There's
like,
also a part of me who like almost wants to talk to a doll.
would a
That's
doll even answer?
You can most certainly try.
Yeah, so she's gonna ask Hector and be like, hey, like I don't know if you can like
Hey,
actually
bestie.
respond, but like, what can you help us figure out like what's up with this mirror and like all that? Anything you can let us know.
Yeah, because
Please and thank
technically she
you.
could only connect with you through, like,
Dreams, but she
basically
can like,
Onyx giving her the permission to do that.
but she can still like I think like contact me in like more
Giving her
subtle
nudges
ways.
before, but she
Yeah.
wasn't able to interpret those.
But if she's specifically asking for a nudge, she
Yes.
Looking
would.
for it, it'd be different.
Right.
That's what I'm
Okay.
asking.
All right,
Okay.
so you do that. Nothing happens for a while.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say nothing happens. I was like, we went through all of that for nothing. Okay.
Calm down. You feel nothing for a while. Just the stillness inside of the hut that Amelia created. And then you feel it's like a very light tug toward the mirror,
Mm-hmm. Okay,
like urging you toward it.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna listen to the tug.
All right, you get closer to it. The main thing you feel is like kind of what you heard Meryl say, like this void. It's not even like magic is new to you, so you're not as attuned to, oh, this is magic. It feels
Mhm.
like a absence of life, of some type of energy that is needed.
Interesting. Can I also do an Arcana check?
If you're both doing Arcana checks, you both do them.
Do
I
them
know
at the
that.
same time?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
We Jordan had Elf may do one already.
Yes.
Go for it, guys.
Okay. Okay. 23. Miriam, what was yours?
11.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay. For Ofame and Callie, you also kind of feel that it just feels kind of weird around the mirror.
Mhm.
Callie would feel it a bit more considering she works with magic, but for you, it just feels kind of strange. Um, for Sarah, with your Arcana check, you can see that this mirror is corrupted somehow, and it has something to do with the land itself.
That it's in.
That it has now been rooted into.
The mirror is rooted into the land.
Yes, it looks to be growing out of the ground. Like it has
Okay.
split the planks of wood
Okay.
that make up the floor.
Interesting. So it wasn't supposed to be here.
It also probably wasn't supposed to be used.
That too.
Or was used incorrectly.
Probably pissed off the magic by going into it drunk.
Callie's gonna turn to Louis and say, "Have you ever heard of a portal like this? I assume it would be called something different. But
I mean,
or
I never
why it would
seen one.
potentially be here."
He kind of walks around it. I've never seen one before. At one
Why?
point, I'm pretty sure it's mentioned, but I think, well, not my grandfather, maybe Marian's grandfather went to great lengths to destroy them. I don't remember why.
Why were these villages burned down?
They refused to bend the knee.
All of them?
Enough of them.
I wonder if maybe that could be why the land is corrupted. 'Cause
Maybe.
the mirror, it feels corrupted, like something's not right with the land or something.
Maybe
I'll have to ask Hector and I guess Onyx if I can speak to her tonight.
Amelia, at the sound, or like at the words of the land being corrupted, she's kind of like, I will try to speak with a doll. If essentially how he kind of works is, does he really care about humanity? Not really, but he does care about the earth, and so if there's a piece of the earth that has been corrupted for reasons that he does not like, he will probably speak out against it.
That's a good.
Louis, have you been to the other villages that were also shut down in this same manner?
No.
Are any of them near here?
Not very near. Maybe half a day's journey or so around the mountain.
Would it be worth checking out at least one of the village to see if it's an isolated incident or if it's all of them?
Can.
Amelia looks at Meryl and says,
Obviously, get Jorah and company to the castle to heal if they need or want.
Jorah has dozed off again.
Yes.
Amelia is also going to look at Meryl and say, so these portals, why were they so, I suppose, influential for your people?
Well, they used to be able to connect all over. It was said that the highest scholars used to use them to travel great distances for their meetings. It was a great feat of magic to be able to even create them. Magical portals that don't require magic from the user.
So it's
Do they require magic
taking from the land, though?
My people have always served the land.
Right.
Okay.
I'm
But
just
maybe
trying to
something
get an
happened.
understanding of the...
I wonder if something happened with this one where it did it wasn't served the land. I don't know. Something happened. This doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right, but does it not feel right because of the portal or because of the land? Because the portal worked just fine on the other side.
It's the land that's, I think, corrupted.
What if the land wasn't serviced properly in the way that Meryl's saying? Potentially that's why.
Or
Meryl like
if the
flops
king
down.
was trying to
Go ahead.
harm the people
Mm-hmm.
here, and he knew that they harness the land's power,
Exactly.
then the best way to make them powerless is by harming the land.
Meryl would be crisscross applesauce on the
I think
ground.
Ovame is next to her
Mhm.
in this
She's gonna
similar
go
way.
into her meditative state. Um, but this time she like spreads her hands out on the ground, and doesn't seem like much is happening for a while. But then
Mhm.
vines start to sprout from where she does that toward her. When she opens her eyes, they're that glassy like white that you've noticed before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she says, "You were burned, hurt badly, poisoned.
Isn't
Poisoned how?" She seems to be like looking for something. Can't I can't find it. I don't know what's causing it.
Amelia's gonna go and sit next to her,
Okay.
um, and then she's gonna offer a hand that can kind of go maybe into the vines a little bit.
Okay.
And she'll say, I feel like a doll might be more inclined to speak to you based off of all of the things that you've done to make sure that the earth is healed and respected. So, can we focus on the god of earth together to potentially contact him?
So you guys are going to focus your energies to try and speak with the doll. Get my dice back out.
Which a doll, like Amelia has never spoken to this man.
Not directly.
Nope.
He was there in the room that one time.
Yep, that one time, that all those years. Yep.
Okay. It feels um well for you, Amelia, it feels as though you're being not sunken into the earth necessarily, but like you're becoming more rooted. The rest of you don't see anything. You don't see anything particularly happening. Um, After a time, you find yourself back in that great hall that you were in before, with Meryl with you. She looks around amazed. Um,
Holy shit.
she's like, "What the fuck? Crazy!" And after a few moments, the doll walks in. Meryl immediately, she has her staff in her hand all the time. She like leans on her staff and bows. She's Earth Father's here.
Amelia bows at the waist as well.
Okay. It's been a very long time since a mortal has willingly reached out toward me for commune. Quite interesting.
We seek your guidance because we believe that we have found a piece of the world that has been corrupted.
Hmm. He seems to pause and think it over. Ah, yes. Your little undead problem. Uh, I gave them the power of this. What is it that you call it? An illusion, a mirror, whatever you wish to call it,
Yes.
to escape. The elves there use the last of their magic just to do that.
To escape the vampires?
Yes. They were starving. The king, in his great wisdom, wanted the bountiful harvest of the earth that I granted them, and they refused. Killed many of them to nourish the soil, he said. So, they prayed to me. It's the first in a very long time. So I gave them a way out. Many of them did not make it. Seems as only one did. But I had to make sure the king could not benefit from his cruelty. I curse this land to be barren for all time.
And you would like us to not fix it then, as a statement of what happened to you?
Why should I fix it?
I was simply asking more for out of respect for you and the world. That's why I reached out. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't atrocities that were punished for good reason.
Well, they surely were. I'm simply curious. Is there some reason you need this land in particular?
The mirror that has been produced here is very much one way, and so Meryl, and she like gestures over to Meryl.
Meryl bows a little bit more.
She essentially was trying to study these mirrors again, and one mirror brought us here, but the land around it seemed corrupted, so I don't believe the mirror can be used to go back to their original destination.
I see. Meryl pipes up. She says, "If it please you, Earth Father, I was able to fix one said mirror in the south of Formonsa, in the desert region. If it's alright, I would like to know how I could continue to fix even more, if possible, if you will it." And he nods. What is your intentions if you do so? To connect these far-reaching worlds. He shakes his head no. And Meryl deflates instantly. He says, "That is not the true reason. What is your true reason?"
I'm sobbing.
Oh, Meryl.
"So that I may redeem myself to my people, that I may have worth."
Amelia's gonna like take Meryl's hand.
Your true mission is a respectable one. Though I fear you might be a tad short-sighted. Just as with the blending of all the planes, making all of these areas closer together in this way will cause strife. You'll cause good things as well. Are you to facilitate those? Of course. He seems tired. Adal. He just kind of says, "All right, says, I will grant you this, my child." And he walks closer, and he just like touches the top of her head. You see a small like greenish light, and Meryl looks baffled for a second. She's processing something you can't see. And he says, "Go. This land shall bear no fruit. I mean it. But your portal should work with Meryl's assistance."
Amelia bows and says, "Thank you.
Of course.
I did have one final question. Um, I plan to make a pantheon in Formonsa, and all of the gods will be represented, including you. Is there anything that you would like in your temple specifically? Or a people that you would like celebrated?"
Taken aback. It's a novel idea. Very well. I have no need for priests or clerics. Have it be only this. Those who enter my temple should have a high respect for the earth, the one that gives them life, is home to all. There will be no infighting at my temple. All are welcome, unless you break this, lest you be cursed when you enter the doorway.
I will try and contact you when it is finished being ready so you can make sure that it is up to the standard that you wish.
He nods slowly, and he turns. He says, "Continue on your journey, child of Celia." And the vision starts to dissipate.
Oh my
From you
god,
guys'
he called me a
perspective,
child. Oh my god.
oh my god, here we go.
Not just follower, just like child. Wow.
Oh my god. Okay, so from the perspective of everyone in the hut, it's been maybe 30 seconds at most. When the girlies open their eyes, Meryl is baffled. She hadn't said anything. She's kind of like, she looks happy, but there's like nothing else that she has said or done afterwards.
Ofame is just gonna. I feel like Ofame was probably holding her hand the whole time, and she's just gonna keep holding it and like waiting for Meryl to say something,
Okay,
letting her have her time to
she's
process.
loading. EXE Meryl has broke.
She's processing.
There's a lot going on right now. Okay. But while she's processing, the rest of you, Amelia is also back. But you guys have only been waiting for a little bit. What are you thinking, doing, wanting to do next?
Amelia's
Well-
gonna look at Meryl and be like, "I didn't know you felt such a way."
Her eyes like refocus, and she says, "Well, it was my burden to carry."
That's the thing about burdens, though. When you have so many people who care and love for you, you do not have to carry it alone.
She gives a smile. Says, "I think I do feel better, though."
I'm glad. I'm glad that you could speak with him. I actually didn't know if it was going to work. so, so,
I've never
So you,
spoken to Earthfather before. Ophime, I spoke with the Earthfather.
I'm so happy for you.
He granted
That's
me knowledge
what
That's
kind of
huge.
knowledge?
about how to make these work. I'll still have to find them, of course. He did say that it won't be easy, but... And she kind of goes over toward the mirror, and she sits in front of it and starts to meditate. Says, I can make this one work. It just takes some time. She seems really excited.
Of course.
So are you saying that we would potentially have
a
way
link directly
to easily travel between Formonsa and Salona?
if not
Hopefully.
through this portal, it might be doable with specifically having Meryl with you. Is what I'm gathering.
Maybe not. If I can find more, I don't know if they could be transported or not. If I can find more, we could maybe have a way to travel anywhere, I think.
That could be highly beneficial,
Mm-hmm.
but also
he-
potentially problematic.
Did he provide
Just
you
like
with
a doll
knowledge
said.
on how to make new ones, or just to restore the ones already here?
I'll have to ask the Earthfather if he's alright with me dismantling one to see how it works.
Amelia is going to connect with Ophime only.
Ooh.
Oh, we're whispering.
We are whispering.
She's
gonna
like, your
say-
girlfriend is depresso.
Yeah, your girlfriend is going through it, and I don't know if you know that, but
It's like, yeah, we don't talk about it.
Uh-oh.
um,
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Amelia's gonna say, Ophime, I tell you this in confidence because it is not my relationship, though I do care for Meryl. She's essentially
Yes.
trying to have these work because she wants to feel worthy again because of what happened during the war.
I thought those classes were helping.
They probably were, but when you're holding a burden only on your own, it doesn't get lightened only on your own as well.
Yes. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. It's
Though, I will say, I think meeting a doll did help. The
I know
god of
that.
the earth telling her that she is worthy and to go and do work that he gives her has to mean something, I hope.
Yes, thank you for thinking of this. That this is for her, like
fully
meeting
honest, I
Domir
was
was for me.
Of course. If I'm being fully honest, I just did it because I heard corrupted earth, and I know somebody who would be very frustrated that that's happening. But turns out he's the one who corrupted it, so we're
He's
good.
like, no, I did that. That was
He's like,
me.
no, that was me. You're good. Oh, okay.
Nevertheless, you did help her immensely, and I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thank you for what you've done, Princess.
Oh my god.
You thought we'd forget.
No, she didn't. She actually knew you would remember, which is the horrible part. So.
Listen, You got Child of Celia and got excited, and then you got Princess and got upset. I think
Yep.
it's balance.
Sure.
It's the duality.
Mm-hmm.
Balance is all things should be.
You do, though, like,
She's like, even the
mentally
gods know
feel-
that I switched over to Celia? Oh.
you do mentally feel Ofme, like, laughing, like,
Yeah.
or,
It's
to let
definitely
you
a
know,
teasing tone.
yeah,
Tee-hee.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's
I love it.
teeing, haha.
The show.
And she's, just gonna go back over to to Meryl and hang out with her while she meditates some more.
Amelia's also like gonna get her hand out of like the vine stuff and be like,
Yeah.
okay,
It was a whole thing.
all right, that was
In my mind's eye, it was easy for Meryl, and it was like, oh fuck, god damn it.
Yeah. Amelia's like, "Ooh, okay, I'm not trying to like break them, like I'm not trying to be rude or insensitive, but this is all up in our business. Yeah.
You will get fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Meryl is focusing on the mirror right now. She's trying to find a way to fix it. So, you guys can see out of the tiny hut. You see that the longer you've been in here, the more the trees have been swaying. There's been light snow coming down, but over time it's becoming more and more. A storm is definitely brewing. You do have a fire in here,
We're in the magic
and
hut.
you have some food.
So we shouldn't leave.
You can if you want. Yeah.
So, okay, can I gauge like how far the storm is versus how long it would take us to get back?
I could tell you that, and this wouldn't even be a roll. I could tell you that from what it looks like outside, it looks to be a pretty bad blizzard that's coming in, and you are at basically at the foot of the mountain right now. So you can chance it, but there is a chance of an avalanche or something of the sort, as there always is if you live in these areas.
Like if we go traipsing through the snow with the horses.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it wouldn't be safe.
Okay.
Also, even if barring all types of natural phenomena that can be an issue,
Mm-hmm.
the difficulty of seeing and traversing through fresh snow during a blizzard with low visibility is a death sentence.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're gonna stay for a little bit.
We're gonna chill.
Also, I don't think Meryl's close to leaving anytime soon, and I
No.
don't think I know Ofame wouldn't feel comfortable leaving her. So
Especially in this
And
state,
Jorah is
yeah.
actively still sick,
mm.
so someone have to tend to him during
So
this.
there's how many of us in this cabin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people.
Around eight, I believe.
Cool.
4 of you, Cal, Louis, Meryl, Maharo, and Jorah. So 9. In a very small space.
Cool.
Looks like we're snuggling tonight, ladies.
Is that canon? Did Callie say this?
Sure.
Okay. Callie says this out loud.
Well, the hut is like.
The hut is large, but the building you're in is small.
Oh,
Does the
yeah.
hut keep us from the elements?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The hut
Yeah.
keeps you from the elements. There's still snow outside this.
Right. On the ground,
cabin.
outside of
Yeah,
the
but
cabin.
Cal could totally melt it.
Mm-hmm.
Or set the
but
cabin on fire.
How warm do you think the ground is?
Frozen. Solid.
I mean,
Cal's
yeah,
like, I could probably sleep outside and be just fine.
Cal's
Bye.
he's chilling. He's like, whatever. people able to leave and come out of the hut? I think they are, as long as you allow them to.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in the thick of it quite yet. You just know it's coming. This blizzard.
Into the thick of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, that's immediately perfect.
I know. All right.
Okay.
What's the thoughts from the group?
This could be an awkward evening.
Yeah.
What do you mean awkward evening?
Um,
You brought Louis here
and Cal.
and Cal.
Louis
There's a-
like,
Drunk,
And-
feverish Jorah.
Love it.
He's having a terrible time, but he's unconscious
Good.
right now. So
He should be having a terrible
And-
time.
Mahara.
Maharel he's just been like lounging in the corner of
he's
this.
not gonna die
room.
from this sickness.
But I want
That's
him to
just
suffer.
about as much healing as Amelia gave, but she was like, "Oh, but you're gonna feel every second of the bad decision that you made." Like,
Yeah. No one's moved him, Jorah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah's gonna ask, like, so what did Adal say about the land? Like, is there a way that we can fix it? Or
he said that he wants it to remain the way that it is because he is the god who corrupted it.
oh,
Oh,
did he
Why
corrupt
did
it?
he corrupt it?
Because well, I guess he wasn't necessarily. Okay. So basically, the emperor king of Sorlona essentially was trying to hunt and take certain powers that be from elves that were in this region, and essentially whoever lived here with their baby, they essentially, I guess, he said one made it out, so I don't know if that means the family or just the child. So I'm curious where this portal might distribute back out.
well, it's in South Formonsa.
Well, are they two-way or are they only one? I
guess it
don't know how
depends
they
on how
work.
many are still connected at the time. Or, I mean, Louis, you said your father was attempting to destroy all of them at that time, right?
No.
Or not your father, but the king at the time.
Um,
Well, I guess it would have been his father, or the king.
Yep.
a couple of kings. It's been an ongoing thing.
And how long ago did you say these villages were burned?
Probably around when I was a child, so I wasn't around for it. Omerin was the commander at the time, so he might know.
I deeply care for each and every one of you present. However, when I tell you that I am exhausted, I am
Okay.
exhausted. So I do not care if I am taking a nap next to a drunk, feverish Jorah. I will be getting
He'd
rest.
keep you warm.
He will.
I am getting rest one way or another. I'm
Okay.
exhausted.
Quiet time it is.
Alright. So you guys.
The magic user is like, I need rest if you bitches still want to do magic. Okay?
Do we all just lay on the floor?
Everyone can get real close and lay on the floor if they would like.
Sarah's gonna make
Yeah, pretty much.
Cal find a spot, and then she's going to basically like lay as on top of him as he will let her.
I think he would want to sit up, so she'd probably be laying in his lap.
Yeah, something like that.
He likes being alert. Like,
Wow.
I am most comfortable when I am able to see all vantage points, entrances, and exits of everywhere I am at. It's like, okay.
I could see Ofame like falling asleep in Meryl's lap as she's still meditating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Meryl's kind
probably
of,
about right.
yeah, her meditation is like, when she's in it, she's in it. She doesn't really hear or see anything else.
Cuties.
She goes, bye.
Bye. Yeah. Okay.
I guess Callie's just gonna lay down wherever there's space.
Yep.
Louis is up and about. He
Oh,
actually
yes, it
slipped
is.
out of the hut for a period of time during the blizzard.
Why?
To eat.
He
I
hungry
think you know
boy.
why.
He a
It
hungry
seems
bitch.
awkward.
While y'all do this, I'm gonna get dinner. So
Yep.
Said you guys probably don't want me to eat you, so I'm going to solve this
Rat.
problem.
Yep.
okay. Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
Morgan, also known as Sarah. You reached out to Hector earlier,
I did.
so when you dream, you find yourself in the inky expanse that you've grown to know as Onyx's realm. Um, and after a bit of you like mentally calling out toward Hector,
Mm-hmm.
the environment around you starts to change, starts to morph itself into what you notice to be the like guest room in the palace of Formonsa that you spent a lot of time in.
My room.
Um, and Hector is sitting at one of the armoires there, and she says, "I was really worried you wouldn't have got my little nudge."
I think if I focus on it, and now that I'm aware that it's there, I can sense it better.
She seems a little frustrated. She's like, "I wish I could do more."
We're
Here
kind
I
of
am.
working on that. I think we need to speak to what's her name?
Arabella.
Is it Arabella or Annabelle?
He immediately starts to chuckle. I bet Onyx would love that. She says out loud to the ceiling. You feel like the reality of this room that you know is a dream shift a bit, but you don't see him or anything like that.
But I
Sure.
think that's our best bet in getting you a physical body
Vessel.
that's not a person.
I'm not gonna tell you not to do that, but be careful with Arabella.
Mm-hmm.
She's known to have fun with those who ask things of her.
Yeah, I figured
I'm sure you'll be fine.
being,
Kids are really smart.
I mean, she helped Amelia, so I'm hoping to have some help in that realm.
Well, I don't want you to worry about that too much right now. I know you've got a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
I've been pestering Onyx for updates as much as possible.
Yeah, we've been getting caught in some side quests.
One way to put it.
As
Are
soon
they
as
fun at
something,
least?
um, um, I mean, It's hard to say because this one with the mirror, it should be fun, but my brother decided to go and be stupid and make us think that he was dying.
Hector's like, is he?
Which he's fine. Amelia helped to heal him enough to not die. But we want him to kind of suffer because he was stupid.
She nods, understanding. She says, I totally understand. It was
Yeah.
just like that when Onyx lost his body. Not really, but it was close.
I mean, he did do something stupid, and I feel like he needed to suffer the consequences.
And he did.
He did.
Onyx, you're not allowed to get mad. This is my time. Keep getting the impression that even though she's speaking to him, it seems as though he might be speaking to her, but you can't hear it.
He's like, you're literally in my realm talking shit about me. Like, hello?
I'm letting you borrow my room so you can talk, and you're being a dick.
Yep. It's kind of crazy.
Maybe you shouldn't take over your son's body and,
Maybe not.
try to, kill his soul. Just a thought.
Onyx is like, that happened one time.
That was one time.
Okay.
Hector says, well, on the bright side, I have some good news for you.
Ooh.
You guys
Okay.
keep avoiding war, which is really good because then Eris can't come back as quickly.
Yeah, that is great news. I didn't know that having a war would make her come back quicker. Which that makes
Well,
sense now.
Now you know. Keep
I'll
doing
have-
that.
I'll have to let them know. Speaking of
I thought she
avoiding
was, like,
war,
way obliterated. Like, millennia obliterated.
Yeah, but if you perpetuate their realm, it'll speed up the process.
So why didn't that happen with Onyx?
No one was worshiping him. No one was perpetuating his realm.
Nobody
In the
was
way
dreaming?
that-
People were dreaming?
People were,
but
it
they
doesn't
weren't
work
worshiping
exactly
him.
like that.
Okay.
I feel like when
It's a little
people
bit
go to
more
war,
nuanced than that.
I feel like when people go to war, they like accidentally invoke like
That'll be
prayer.
a lore talk question.
Yeah.
They
I'll get into it another time.
Were there no what do you call the people that like read dream meanings?
Psychics?
Just the dream interpreters?
Yeah,
Dream
dream
interpreters?
interpreters. That not a
Well,
common
considering how the primary religion in the area is Church of Tenera, and they wouldn't be fans of that, no.
Heard.
Poor Onyx.
Yeah. But but I hope that was some good news.
It is. Speaking of magic and such,
Mm-hmm.
there have been some, I guess, like weird stuff going on in Formonsa. Do you happen to know anything about that? Or
Not no, but I feel it.
okay, you feel it. Does it feel different than anything?
Yeah. It's becoming a little more unstable. A little
Fun.
bit everywhere. I never felt this before, so I don't have anything to compare it to.
Okay. So the magic is just going haywire.
You know how you recently came into your magic, even though
Mhm.
you've not known about it before?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sensing that's happening a lot. With a lot of people.
Interesting.
Which is
Well, 'cause I
great,
know-
but also not at the same time.
Yes, because
And I
my
know you
theory
want it to be.
my theory is that being with the cataclysm being so magic-y and like a lot of magic coming together, and then also us traveling through Atlas, which is like Magic City Central, that it like almost like awoken something in me. Because
It probably
Formonsa
has
doesn't
to do
have
with-
as much magic, and I'm wondering if because of the planes collapsing together, magic is coming back to Formonsa?
Possibly. Magic is a part of the world. It needed to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Formonsa decided to kill a lot of their magic users and destroy all the magic, so they were out of balance for a very long time.
Yeah.
The elves, however, centered their whole culture around magic. You should have seen it in its heyday.
Yeah. It sounds like it was fun.
It was a very fun time. I'm sure you'll get back to it.
Hopefully. That's the idea, I think. Get back to balance.
But in the meantime, I think you're doing fine.
Yay.
If you need help, you have other people around you who
Mhm.
know magic and can help. And
Alright.
I guess you can take a tip or two from the elves. They're really good about it.
Yeah.
But okay,
Mm-hmm.
Onyx is getting bored with this.
Okay.
But I'm with you, always. I'm around, just not physically.
I appreciate it. I'm glad.
The edges of this dream start to dissipate. And slowly but surely, you wake up just a little bit and you see this small, cramped area um, where everyone is in various stages of sleep after your conversation with Hector.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yay.
Woo!
Hector.
Hector!
We love Hector.
We love her. She's so sweet.
Sweet bean. I think it's fun that she's so young, but she reminisces a lot like an old person.
She does.
She's multifaceted.
Okay.
All right. Whale. Fam Bam, who's watching, we're glad that you were and are here with us. Um, we want to give a shout out to a couple people. Obviously, Rev, who is one of our mods here at the channel for the raid of 28 people, which is cuckoo bananas. Thank you, Jamie, for being our first lurk. If you guys have not followed Rev, we definitely recommend going over to his channel and following him. I'm gonna drop a little thingy. There we go. Perfect. So if you're not following him, highly recommend it. He's a great storyteller, an amazing D&D player, and just an overall good person. So we love that. But we will have another lore talk probably this week. So make sure to hit that follow button below to make sure you get the notifications for that. And if we don't see you then, you still have the wonderful option to catch up on all of the Gods of Formonsa and all 4 of our playable characters here. And their backstories, all of those are available on our YouTube, which is linked down below as well. And once again, just while you're clicking buttons, you might as well just follow us on TikTok and Instagram because I just think it's the way to go. But if we do not see you later this week, we will see you next week on Monday at 8 p.m. Central. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.